Beloved divine friends and families, RKs Guyana Free Media. In the raw, reading a letter from a former Minister of Health who is the advisor to the Minister of Health, Dr. Leslie Ramsammy, another great intellectual of high caliber, looked upon from leaders from around the world. The PPP government has shown its commitment to health workers in tangible ways in the COVID-19 fight. Let's hear what the gentleman has to say. The PPP government has shown its commitment to health workers in tangible ways in the COVID-19 fight. President Dr. Ramsammy spearheaded the allocation of $150 million in budget 2020 for health workers. Further monies will be made available in the 2021 budget. The government and the health sector will continue to determine further ways to recognize the contributions of the health workers. For those of us in the fight against COVID-19, we honor the work of our health workers across the country. There must be no doubt of the high esteem the government and the people of Guyana have for health workers, particularly at this time. In addition to allocation of $150 million in budget 2020, the PPP government immediately upon assuming office in August ensured adequate access to PPE. That's the stuff to prevent COVID-19, to help to treat, and other supplies for the protection of health workers. Since the beginning of August, more than $500 million in additional PPE supplies have been procured from government resources. This adds to the more than $300 million in supplies that have been further provided from other countries and organizations. We continue to improve and expand the fight against COVID-19. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we forgot, the government has pledged to give every household 25,000 Guyana dollars. Even though they took over a broken treasury, even though Guyana economy is in the doldrums, people are not paying their taxes, things are in shambles and confusion, the fact remains, dearest beloved divine friends and families, that the government is giving $25,000 in addition to the benefits and facilities and gears for the nurses and others in the country. Back to the article. We continue to improve and expand the fight against COVID-19. For example, not only has the government increased PPE availability, that means items to help to prevent the COVID-19, ladies and gentlemen. When you say PPE, that's what it means. It means nothing about People Progressive Party. From an average of less than 25 tests per day before August to more than 150 per day. We are expanding laboratory capacity to more than 1,000 tests per day within 2 weeks. Wow. Besides the public health laboratory, at least 3 private sector laboratories will be in a position to test with PCR technology for COVID-19. So imagine all of that. Besides theirs, they are approving several more laboratories, ladies and gentlemen, with the proper equipment. The laboratory is conducting more tests around the country and improving the turnaround time. And there will be even further expansion. We have started to expand ICU capacity and non-invasive oxygen therapy for COVID-19 patients. Not just in Georgetown, but in selected hospitals around the country. Guyana is now fully utilizing the latest medicines, such as remdesivir in treating patients. Prior to August, no special provisions were made for health workers. There was no recognition that health workers deserved additional support. Not only do financial provisions were made, of course he's referring to the previous government, but in a lie, in a statement, they said they were going to give $100,000 to create pandemonium, confusion, pandemonium, I beg your pardon, and confusion in the health sector to put people's life at risk. So I think the government need to acquire the evidence, the information, through microwave or other surveillance, recording the voices, recording those who are political people pushing them. And if anyone dies because of improper nursing attention due to the fact that they are following the protests by political powers, then the political powers should be held responsible for misleading the people and causing unnecessary deaths and sicknesses. Back to the article. There was no recognition that health workers deserve additional support before the new government took power. Not only no financial provisions were made, there was a chronic shortage of PPE, that is the items to protect them, to protect the workers. The government has changed the dispensation. In addition, the government has begun the distribution of $25,000 per household. It started already. Region 9 and Region 1. So nurses, you will get that too. You can't want extra in the hospital and then you want extra out there. Come on. This is our country. You're great nurses. You're great people. We got to come together and work for Guyana and have some patience. The government is working righteously to bring down the cost of living. Back to the article. There's also distribution of hampers that some health workers will benefit from. Health workers are valuable resources in any country, and we accept that, and I salute them, and I blow a kiss to them. The PPP government recognized and has acted in accordance with this commitment. Given the difficult times we presently face, we would like to do more. In time, they're saying they want to do more. You got to give them a chance. Other people also need to live. In time, our interventions will further expand. Health workers have remained resolute in Guyana's fight against COVID-19. We will continue our advocacy for more support for health workers. We will continue to explore different options so that health workers are protected and can benefit. We can only be grateful for the health workers of Guyana, and we must remain in solidarity with them and support them. But it's also, I was taught and trained that we must tie our camel. So let us look to bring in some health workers by tying our camel. Don't just leave it upon God. You must tie your camel or your horse, or we could end up in trouble. So we bring some qualified health workers from Haiti, from India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Haiti, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh under 10-year contracts. They can't turn citizen, they can't get permanent residence, and they can't do anything unless 10 years has passed. And then they can be given the facility to become citizens of the nation. So they can help our current healthcare workers to see the light, to get physical, mental, spiritual support. Because we love our health workers, and we might as well bring in some people to help them. Friends and families, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, saying thank you. And farewell, friends, for tuning into this, the RKs Guyana Free Media. And I say to you, love your country, respect your nurses, care your country, don't demand too much, don't break the law. Don't break the law. Do the right things, have patience. I say to you, friends and families, farewell.